Welcome to Toffee Tea. It is the final word for Everton 2. Hajduk split 0. There you go. Let's get into it. Quite a comfortable win, although I felt like it could have been a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, the first half was very comfortable, wasn't it? We thought we seized control of the game straight away.
Yeah.
Just on the front foot, played with a bit of a tempo, which we haven't been doing. Got the goals. The second half was, I don't know. I've walked out the ground thinking, felt a little bit like a missed opportunity to just put the tie to bed, because there's still that uncertainty there now. But you know, it was certainly a better performance than we have seen than any other of the competitive games, I would say. So
yeah, we were at it from the start, weren't we? The levels were much improved on the other games that, and we expected that. But I think there was a confidence from the start, or there was certainly an attitude that, come on, let's get into these straight away. Let's try and put this to bed. And that's what's weird, is that there was an obvious sort of taking the foot off the pedal in the second half, which I couldn't really fathom out why. But I suppose it is still early on in the season. We've still, we've got Man City Monday, and then we've got them again Thursday, and then we've got Chelsea on the Sunday. So I suppose Koeman's he's a pragmatist, isn't he? He almost sort of just, it's almost like he's got it all figured out, which is good, but in the same time, it can be dangerous sometimes.
He's come out and said he doesn't know why they stopped playing the way they did. He said, that's not what I like. This is not what I like. Yeah. Because he was like throwing his arms up a lot second half. He didn't look happy. I felt that, I know we're going to go through it, but I just felt when Schneiderlin and then Klassen went off, we kind of lost all our rhythm. Yeah, that's how I felt that.
Yeah. Started the team, obviously. No Sancho. Knock on his heel, I believe. Turned up in a taxi. Rooney played as the focal point, really, didn't he? Morales on one side, Lookman on the other side, which was really interesting.
Yeah, well, we called for it, didn't we? Wanted to have a look at him. He showed good signs against Seville in that the friendly and a couple of other pre-season games. So I suppose when you actually look at what was available, though, I mean, he could have gone with Calvert-Lewin down the middle of the game, which I think we all thought he would do. Rooney just dropping behind him or whatever, but he obviously went with Rooney's experience.
But it's about utilising that squad, isn't it, I suppose? You know what I mean? Even though it's early in the season, you've got a squad. You've got likes of Aaron Lennon on the bench, and you've got Gylfi Sigurdsson in the stand. It's important now that we start utilising the squad. That because I think we've been used to so long that we've used 11 and 12 players, and the other players don't really come in unless there's an injury or whatever. And now it genuinely feels like there's a squad to be used.
Yeah, and it's all important with game time, isn't it? And I think that's why you saw like Ashley Williams come in for Jagielka tonight. It was almost, Jags played very well second half Saturday. Williams was taken off at half time, yet tonight he's done 90 minutes. It's almost like he's getting those levels up. But then you look at the likes of Rooney, who played another 90 minutes, and you go, like, so some players, and I think he looks at it like that, some players you can get away with taking off and others you can't. And even the Schneiderlin Garner thing, Yeah.
Well, obviously we played 4-3-3, but with real, I suppose, tack and purpose because of Morales playing and because of Lookman playing. And I thought straight from the start we were at it, we were on them, we were, as we mentioned, we were going for it straight away, and it felt like there was a lot of purpose to our play, getting it out wide, trying to get it into Martina to get into the box. Him and Lookman linked up quite well. Martin was always a good option, overlapping, which was fair play to him. But a lot of the time, I mentioned this on the instant reaction, it's like he was throwing the ball in the box and you're just thinking, oh, if only we had a target man. Because it was all good play, and it was to create the space for Martina to overlap, but there's just nobody in, like, not nobody in there, but there's a type of player that we're desperate for, but we don't have it. But it's like we're playing that system without them, and that, I suppose that was the most annoying thing about it.
Yeah, there was loads of good patterns of play, and we did use that space, so really well. The fullbacks we kind of played like we said we needed to be playing their own. Garner and Snyder looking after the back, making them a four, but your fullbacks, as I thought Baines, particularly in the first half, tried to get up and down as much as he could. Martina on the other side, but you're right, we worked the space and put a good ball in, and it was crying out for, Calvert-Lewin.
It is late.
It is late. It was crying out for Calvert-Lewin. Yeah. Maybe out of the current players using it, he can get up, or like you say, someone a good centre forward target man type, which will be a bit mad if we bring in a different type of player the way we are. But I thought the other positive signs in the first half, particularly, was just how good Klassen's going to be with the little 1-2s, because there was a few times around the box it almost came off, and it was nice bright play, and once they start tidying that aspect of the game up, that will open up to tough defences. It's getting better. It's not quite there, but it's getting better, and I was really pleased with the way we set about the task, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because we didn't give them too many opportunities first half. We really sort of showed them that we were at a different level to them, and I thought we were a lot more precise about what we were doing. Precise might be the right word, but we were doing the basics a lot better rather than trying to overplay it. We were working the ball to get it into the areas to try and kill them, you know what I mean? As I say, Martina getting the ball out wide right or Morales left, it worked so many times. Martina played it like we said the other day, he played at a much more advanced starting position, and he used Lookman as the overlap all the time, and I thought it really worked really well, and from the set pieces and stuff, obviously the first goal I think was a corner from the left hand. We've kept it alive, haven't we? Nice little Baines has drove into the box, nice touch from Klassen.
He intercepts, doesn't he? Gets clear, then he runs onto it and intercepts it and plays it in, and Klassen does really well, to be fair to Stretch, and knock it back to him. And
this is where I think Klassen's really good, isn't it? Because that's where he's like the little link player, like what we used to see from Pienaar. And if people are not quite sure what he's going to be, I think that's a good indication of what he is. He's that link player. He's not, I used to say with Pienaar, he'll give the assist to the assister, it's a lovely clip into the box, and Michael Keane, I'm hoping, should do that 10 times this season, because he'll get opportunities to do that, and he's put it away really well, and given us the lead and a good platform to go from.
Yeah, he's a big unit, Michael Keane, isn't he? He's tall, isn't he? And what Baines done really well, and once Klassen, he's clever, he's alive in and around the penalty area, and so you just say someone like Ross Barkley in that position probably would have stopped the ball, got it in and backed in and stopped it, and then done that before laying it off, and then the chances are almost gone. With Klassen very much just like a wall, the way Ajax players are, Pienaar ex-Ajax, as we know. Klassen, you just use him as a wall half the time. You knock it in and just carry on running, because it's coming back to you. And that's what Baines did. Baines didn't have to check. Baines knocked it in and just
didn't have to break stride,
and it just went back to him. He got a lovely little touch. And then Baines is clever, isn't he? He just stood it up. And Keane done really well. He good desire, because he had to get above the lad at the back stick, and he has, and he's headed it in. And like you say, there's no reason why he can't get 5-6 upwards of that, because he's a big tall lad.
With the right deliveries,
services,
especially with Sigurdsson coming in.
I mean, that'll do him the world of good. I know defenders don't need goals, but it'll settle him in. Even if, he looks like being here for years. We've said it before, but that'll settle him in even more. It's an important goal from European game. He said himself in his interview after the game, under the lights, and all that at Goodison. It was important, and he said us ahead, and we built for him there.
And we never really looked back, I suppose. First half, the tide was sort of stopped for a little bit because of the antics of their fans. What's all that about?
It was bizarre, because if there'd been like 5-0 and they were just pissed off, you could kind of go, well, still wouldn't condone it because it was mad, but you'd kind of go, oh, they're not happy because they're getting battered. But it was 1-0 and it was nothing, wasn't even like there was a couple of bad tackles in front of them or like a flare was thrown.
Yeah.
Or, I don't, someone will know what kicked it off because I'm in the upper bus below me. But all of a sudden, he was just mad.
It'd probably be something or nothing. Some dickheads like, they've reacted to someone in the park end, and then it only takes a few, and if they've been on the aisle all day or whatever. That's all.
I mean, the noise wise, they were fantastic.
Yeah, they were good.
But they were
good up to them. Really good spectacle and all that.
All that throwing things into the crowd. And I mean, the poor ball boy, had to be rescued by the steward. Then he used his stool to throw at the park, and then he threw like a bar. They picked the advertising board up lawns. I mean, I thought it was going to get really nasty at one stage because it looked a bit like, hang on, what's going on here?
Yeah. You know what'll happen? Well, either nothing will happen, or they'll get a 1-match ban, and it'll be after next week.
I think they've already had a 4-game ban last season. I
suppose the fact that the ref had to stop the game might make a.
Well, the players had to go over. And, we had where I was sat. Obviously, the gantries in front of me, and there was like 3 Hajduk split people with this on. They were like shaking their head. It was just like
best bit of match for me. Was before the game, and I'm walking past the players' entrance, and some of the Hajduk split coaches came outside for a shaky. I was laughing.
Their announcer sounds like she smoked 1,000 a day.
That just made me laugh.
She was going to tell you the story.
But no, ridiculous.
No, it was mad. But luckily it got quickly. I felt sorry for the stewards because that's not their job.
No.
They're doing a job obviously on a match day.
Yeah.
They've all got to get up and go to work today. But you stand there with them in your boat race. No, thank you.
The police just you can see the police were just just been called out the church, hadn't they? Probably, I've got a brew on the go here. As the old waddles round, but no.
Threw a few of them out.
Did they?
Yeah, they threw a few of them out because I was talking to a steward at half time, and he went, they threw them out, but there's nowhere for them to
go.
She said, so they were outside trying to get in. He went, trying to get in, mate. And he went, they were all massive. We had to shut the door because they were ready to jump
I didn't think they'd throw any of them out because of that would be
nowhere for them to
go.
So I don't know whether in the second half they let them back in, but they were outside. I don't know how many there was. I know it was a bit, because obviously the police are, what are they going to do? They'll start booking them and taking
that would require work.
Anyway.
That would require actual work when they're on their overtime.
Luckily the referee got it, but it got back on track. And
got back on, we kept going. And scored probably just the right time, just a few minutes before half time. Klassen intercepting the ball, keeps going, wins it. Nice little ball into Rooney. Rooney does really well, keeps it alive, waits for the run. Garner times the run perfect, and it's a good finish by Garner as well. And again, 2-0 just before half time, and you're thinking this could be anything. These have gone, and then Rooney gets a chance just before half time, and then he was in, and all he had to do was just pick a spot or blast him.
No, he did pick a spot.
Yeah, it was the goalie.
Yeah. I think he should have just leathered it. He should have just put his foot through it because he was in. He could have gone in a little bit more. He was just trying to guide it into the far corner and the keeper saves. And I looked, and it was one of them moments where he took it out of his feet, and I just expected the net, and I was like,
why isn't
even when the keeper dived, I was expecting to roll under. I was thinking, why is he not celebrating? And then the keeper gets up, and at them moments, you've got to really push the Evertonian down in yourself and go, I hope that doesn't come back to haunt us. But he just created the goal, which is great, an assist for him. But Garner took his goal really well. But the big thing I wanted to kind of point out at this stage, or not point out, but talk about, is the evidence of the pressing getting better and better, because the fit, like Roos and Berrock especially, it was snail's pace, wasn't it? They were clearly not fit, but in that first half especially, I thought the pressing levels were a lot better, and that was highlighted by the first goal with Baines going on, and then obviously Davy Klassen done it for the second. So it was good, 2-0 up, could have been 3, and we were coasting. They'd done nothing. I think one thing they had the lad hit a good shot, and I thought it was just so Neville Southall-esque of Pickford. It was almost like disrespectful. Lad leathered it and just caught it. There was no fuss with it. Just like that. Well, you've got, lad. Yeah. Oh, that all you've got, lad.
Second half, going 2-0 up. Second half, he made the change. Snidland, he was on a booking and after a bit of a dodgy
You know what? The tackle was a little bit naughty. He went in for the ball. You know, he'd been done with one. The referee let go because he jumped. He wasn't happy. Rooney, the booking on Rooney, the non-booking on Rooney after 2 minutes was incredible refereeing. But the Schneiderlin one, he went in, stood up, and you've got to be careful.
In Europe,
Europe, you know, the Premier League's a booking, but in Europe, because the referee's
even in the
like
Premier
that,
League,
flat. Well, yeah, it's going like that, but I think probably the right decision to take him off to protect them, but not the right
I just thought him going off it lost the I thought it lost the shape for us. I thought he was just sitting in front of the back four. The back four weren't having to come out. He was protecting him. He was letting things go. That means Garner can sort of go and do his job. And we've seen this last season when he wasn't playing in some games. When he's in full flow, he's not a defensive midfielder as such. He's someone who just sits and dictates and conducts. And the back four don't have to come out. The centre backs don't have to come out. And I just thought when he went off, Tom Davies comes on, but he's a different kind of player. He's energy. He wants to be up the pitch, and that just allowed a little bit of pocket of space for them to just almost park themselves in, and it meant that I don't know. It meant that we started attacks from a different point, and it just I don't know. It just took. I thought it took the sting out of us a little bit, and it left us a little bit shapeless.
Yeah, Tom was trying to get into the game, wasn't he? Like he does, and Garner plays a different way. And we spoke about maybe not the need for two defensive midfield players at home. What that kind of said to me tonight was, if we break that partnership up, it's got to be Schneiderlin and Tom Davies as opposed to Garner, because I don't think Garner was mad. I know what you're saying, but it was almost like two players trying to chase the ball, and because European sides especially are comfortable on the ball, because all of their players were comfortable on. They weren't all fantastic, but they were able to shift the ball. They moved the ball around better in the second half, and we at times were almost chasing shadows in the middle because Tom was trying to get involved. And I think you're right, we lost the shape, and then I don't think it helped when Klassenov. He took Klassenov after an hour, and that totally then for me lost our shape. You know, I know why he done it, because on Saturday it worked really well. Really just dropped back. And it enabled us to push on again, but I don't know.
But Schneiderlin just sits there, and he's the conductor. Everything goes through him, and he can see things. And when he's not playing, even though I mean, we've said it, last couple of weeks he hasn't been looking sharp, but Saturday he did look sharp, and I say it's when he's not there, you notice that he's not there, and it's weird. It's weird how it works, but. We just never got going, did we? Second half, we just never got into the same areas. We weren't as high up the pitch. It felt like when we got men up the pitch, they were quite isolated. Where in first half, because we built the play through Schneiderlin, we were going up as a team. And in second half, it felt very much like we were going up as individuals. It was Luchman and Martino on the right, and Morales on the left, and
he swapped them at one stage, didn't he? And I don't think either. I thought Luchman started well. I thought he was decent in the first half. Second half, I thought he faded Morales.
We just never pushed on the same way. We never really made any chances. Rooney was obviously trying to get that run, and obviously is of an age where he's trying to. Listen, he's been off. He got off several 3 times, but. If he just gets it once right, he's in, isn't he? And
the one of them where he got taken out, I thought he was onside.
There was a couple.
He ran, it was tight.
And the one where Luchman.
And the Luchman one was miles onside. The linesman was waiting till the ball had gone in, then looking who was ahead and putting his flag on. But I mean, and allowed them to come into it, because obviously they probably come to a point where they probably thought, you know what, we're going to have to see if we can get that goal. And they did. They had a little go, as you just said. They were keeping the ball quite well. We were, because of the subs, we were a little bit disjointed. And they got a few opportunities, and Jordan Pickford made a number of really good saves again. Really, not like absolute worldy top, saves. The one down to his left. I was right behind it. It was in. When the lad hit it, I thought it's in, and he got down and pushed it. He didn't just push it into play, pushed it out. It was a brilliant save. It was, for me, it was every bit as good as Shaqiri's save. The one, it was just Shaqiri's bobbled and it rose. Yeah. It was in the corner. The lad hit it and I thought it's in. You know that sinking feeling when you think it's gone hit the net. The others were just good saves because there was no fuss with them. The lad hit, he almost like patted it away, but he got distance on it, you know. And he's had to do that. He made one to his near post as well late on, didn't he? But that was right. I don't know whether that was going in, but he made the save. But he'd done what he had to do. And again, the save he makes down to his left, he hadn't had anything to do before that. And he's pulled that out of the fire again, you know. And it was one of them. It was important. That was as good as a goal, wasn't it? Especially in Europe. Yeah. You know, it was as good.
No, it gives us that platform anyway. If we go over there, we get a goal. We're basically through, aren't we? It's just annoying that you just think if we got the third, whether it be late on the first half or late on the second half, you just go over there thinking job's done. Yeah. And we've left ourselves just a little bit open. I mean, again, you'd look at them and think, well, there's not much about them, and we should go through comfortably, but there's always that doubt at the back of your mind.
If they beat us 3-0, mate, we don't deserve to be in the group. No. On that show tonight, what they had tonight, they haven't got a centre forward who looks like any kind of threat. The lad they had up front, he ran around, but he didn't look like, he looked more like a winger. He was like running channels, he wasn't getting in and causing a threat. Dangerous off set pieces, but every team's dangerous off set piece if you get it right. You need one, don't you? But it will be difficult because their crowd will make it very difficult. So it will be a case of, we have to keep it tight. But like you say, if we score over there, that should be it. Yeah.
Knuckle down, professional performance, and just get through it. Yeah. Well, let us know your thoughts in the comments on anything we've discussed on the show. Are you disappointed we didn't get more goals, or are you quite happy 2-0, quite confident with that? Will that be enough for us to get through to the group stage, and hopefully, and then hopefully you can now start planning for where you want to go and all the rest of it. I'm sure we'll all go everywhere anyway. Let us know in the comments. Don't forget, check us out on Patreon if you haven't already, and if you're an international viewer and you want to buy something from the shop, go through the link on our website, toffeetv.net, and you will get free shipping. It could run out any minute. I don't know. I'm not in charge. It could run out it might have already run out. I don't know. Go and check it out.
Yeah, that's not right.
Go and check it out. Go and buy that nice new away top.
Yeah, the third kit.
And you will get free shipping, and you will earn us a couple of shackles
that we can buy at Jaffa Cake.
We can buy Jaffa Cakeless. So there you go. Thanks for watching Toffee TV, and we'll see you later.